2021 was a beautiful surprise of sorts, especially in regards to cinema. I did not know what to make of it last year, especially how the year started. Theaters shut down and stuff like that. Streaming pretty much trying to take over, but failing in the process. And to my surprise, towards the end of the year, it honestly started to become one of my favorite years for cinema, period. A lot of films that I really enjoyed and loved, to be honest. And you know what? 2022 is here. There's no escaping it. And I thought, why not bring back the best and the worst of the month? And I'm going to start off with, obviously, the month of January, which is not known for having the strongest releases. And I have some things to say, ladies and gentlemen. I have some things to say. So I'm going to start off with the worst, get to the best. And at the end, I'm just going to rank all the films that I've seen for that month. And let's get straight to it. And with the first worst of the month, I have Munich, The Edge of War. And the cardinal sin for this film, where it goes bad to me, is just, it's boring. Extremely boring. I felt like 2 hours of just heavy dialogue and exposition that went to absolutely nowhere. You wasted a talented actor like Jeremy Irons, in my opinion, who's a world-class actor. We've seen him in all the other films. He gives it his all. And he also does that here, but there's just not much you can do with the material that you're given. This film pretty much follows Hitler in Germany trying to start all-out war with the Czechs. And England, London, is trying to intervene and stop, the war, because it's going to cost a lot of lives lost. And the way they went about it was disappointed. I felt with the characters that we're dealing with, there was a better story that could have been told. Felt like this was a wasted opportunity that, quite frankly, was not needed to be. I didn't feel like the story needed to be told. It was just 2 hours of heavy dialogue, which I am a huge fan of great dialogue. And this is the problem here. The dialogue was not great. It was extremely underwhelmed. You could have done a lot more with the story that you decided to tell. So, yeah, highly disappointed. But that was my first worst. And up next, I have the 355. This is where I try to be nice, because this film I do not like at all. Not even remotely. And to be honest, the 355 is devoid of anything good. It's Simon Kinberg, whose second outing as a director. His first film is a little film that you might know called X-Men Apocalypse. I'll let that sink in. Once again, X-Men Apocalypse. So, yeah, this film is pretty much your early, I'll say 2000s action flick in all the worst ways possible. Extremely cliche. And I understand of being progressive, the all-female team. Love that aspect from all different nationalities. But it becomes gimmicky when the story itself brings nothing to the table. Absolutely nothing. These characters are extremely wooden. Dialogue, oh my god, eye-rolling to say the best. Let me reel it in, because I'm going a little too hard right now in this film. This is just a very bad film, man. Very bad film with extremely great cast. Sebastian Stan, our Winter Soldier, Jessica Chastain, Lupita, it's just Penelope Cruz. The list goes on and on as far as great actors and actresses, and it's just horrible film at the end of the day. Just absolutely horrible. I'm not sure what more I could say without not completely ripping this film to shreds. An extremely predictable ending that you could see a miles away. Towards the middle of the film, like, okay, so this film is going to end this way. I understand progressiveness, like I said earlier, but this film did more harm than good, because we're going to start seeing less films like this, which, in my opinion, you should be seeing more films like this, just done right. I'm disgusted. But anyways, that was the 355. Next up, I have another film called Brazen. It's a Netflix film that feels and looks like a Lifetime Hallmark movie. Yeah, so I just leave it at that. This film follows a stalker who is, I guess, stalking internet personalities. I just leave it at that. You can look at a synopsis if you want to. But I call this film a Lifetime Hallmark film because it follows all the cliche marks that those typical films are usually do. It's shot in that certain aspect. The dialogue is extremely cheesy, extremely predictable. I knew who the stalker slash killer was within 5 to 10 minutes of watching this film, and and the way that it's revealed is it's funny. It's funny, extremely funny. Like these type of films, the who done it, the surprise aspects, there's supposed to be some type of build up, and I don't know what they were doing. It was all pretty much thrown away just for the sake of some pointless love story. I guess they try to, yeah. Anyways, that's my last as far as the worst films of January. Now, there's going to be a little more smile on my face because I get to talk about films that I actually quite enjoyed. And I'm going to start with none other than Scream, the newest entry to the Scream franchise, Scream 2022. Wow, this was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect this at all. Honestly, did not think the Scream franchise had much to give. Scream 4, I thought it ended, and I thought we would probably not see Scream for probably another 20 years or so. But this film brought so much to the franchise and to cinema, to horror as a genre, period. Especially slasher genre, which I felt is a dying breed, to be honest. They gave you a fresh take on Ghostface, one that I've been praying for the longest. Brought you a new cast that did not step over the OGs as well. Man, I really, really love this newest Scream, and I cannot wait to see more of this if this is the route that they're going with. Absolutely phenomenal job, and I highly advise, you give Scream 2022 a chance. And the next film I have in the list of the best of January, The Tragedy of Macbeth. Yes, I understand some people got to see this in December, but I was not lucky enough. I didn't have the opportunity to watch it because, I had to wait for it to come in Apple Plus, which happens to be in January. And talk about masterclass in acting. Denzel Washington, one of the GOATs. Frances McDormand, one of the GOATs. Man, this is what real acting is. Such a powerful story that we're pretty much all familiar about. You read Shakespeare, you know the story of Macbeth, and man, Denzel brought it. He really, really brought it. Such poetic dialogue matched with poetic imagery. Some amazingly beautiful scenes, man. And I don't know what more I could say about this film because it speaks for itself. The dialogue was extremely witty. It's pretty much a tall tale of power, absolute power. It will drive the best of us mad, and the way they portray it in here is phenomenal. I highly recommend this film if you have not watched it. It's a different look as far as Denzel Washington goes, because a lot of the gripe that some of the people have is that he plays, I guess you could say, the same character for the most part, but this, not here, man. Not at all. Not remotely. He's a complete different character. He's Macbeth, and I buy it to the fullest. And next up, I have a film that I enjoyed, but not as much as I wanted to, but I still enjoyed it in the long run, and that's the Tender Bar. It's a film that's starring Ben Affleck, Ty Sheridan, Christopher Lloyd, and to name a few. And it follows Ty Sheridan's character from youth into, I'll say, his college years, with him trying to become a successful writer. And where this film excels to me is the family aspect of it. It's a broken family, to say the least, and they really deep dive into why it's broken in the first place. And some very, very powerful performances, especially from Ben Affleck, to me, who's been knocking it out the park ever since he's pretty much hanged it up from the comic book films. He's really gunning for that Oscar race. He's not gonna get it with this film because there's that much other great performances in my opinion, but this is a good one from him. But yeah, the premise is a wonderful premise. Very feel good at the end of the day. And it deals with a lot of subject matters that I could say a lot of us deal with, especially trying to live up to expectations given to you by your parents and stuff like that, and having another parent who's not the best of role models, to say the least. And yeah, this film goes to certain places, but it just didn't go all the way there. I felt like they played it safe at certain aspects, and that's why I didn't quite love it, but I ended up liking it at the end of the day. And yeah, The Tender Bar, man, it's a really good film. It's absolutely amazing seeing Christopher Lloyd back. Like, I saw him last year in Nobody, which was a beautiful surprise, and then seeing him here in this film as well. You know, bring it up, man. Keep it up, in my opinion. And next up, I have Belle. Now, this film, it's gonna be a tough sell because I know not everybody's into anime, and not just that, not everybody's into 2D animation, cartoons, stuff like that. But this film is so much more, and it speaks more into anime period. Primarily, it's known for kids. You see this 2D wacky looking animation, you're like, oh yeah, this is not for me. But the subject matters that it deals are so profound and deep. Oh my god. This is the farthest thing from surface level as surface level could be. It's amazing. It's deep. It will have you in your feels. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up sharing a tear after watching this film, man. They really go to certain places, and wow. Give it a chance, Belle, man. And it plays off the Beauty and the Beast thing just a smidge. It's not the full film, and it's handled so wonderful, man. It's wonderful. If you love fairy tales, it's that. If you love your deep drama, it's that. If you love your high fantasy, it's that. This film is a bunch of different things just stirred up perfectly. And last, and my best of the year, is a film that I didn't know quite about until recently, and that's The Fallout. Yeah, I found out about this film after watching Scream, because you know Jenna Ortega's in it, and I'm hearing people talking about, oh, if you think she was good in Scream, wait till you see her in The Fallout, and man, were they right. Oh my god. This is looking to like it's the year, at least not, if not the year, the month for Jenna Ortega, because she's easily starting to become one of the best up and coming actresses. I've seen her in enough stuff now to say, yeah, she's a great actress. And as far as this film, they have some balls, man. They have some real cojones, because the subject matter is not what I expected, and they went there. And they did it in such a respectful and intimate way, man. I'm going to be extremely vague because I felt like coming into this cold turkey is the best way. It's just a lot of powerful performances. And it's dealing with a topic that honestly I wish we didn't have in this world. But, you know, we live in a crazy world, and this film does an amazing job depicting that, man. Absolutely amazing job. Yeah, they really went certain places, man. And yeah, I really enjoyed this film. And it's easily one of, well, I've only seen 8 films, but it's high up there as far as some of my favorite films I saw from January. And with that being said, let me just get to the ranking of all the films I've seen for the month of January. In that number 1, to hopefully nobody's surprised, I have The Tragedy of Macbeth. It lived up to all the hype and all the expectations that I had and what everybody else was saying. Absolutely amazing film. And at number 2, I have Belle. I can't stop gushing about it. I really, really think you should give this film a chance. And at number 3, I have Scream, the newest Scream. I loved it that much, man. I did not expect to like it. I really did not. I thought maybe I like it, but not love it, which is what I love it. And at number 4, I have The Fallout. Great film. Tough subject matter for some, but I do think you should give it a chance. And at number 5, I have The Tender Bar. Not as great as I would have liked, but still a good little film. And at number 6, I have Munich, The Edge of War. Enough said about it. At number 7, I have Brazen. And at number 8, I have The 355. Yeah. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, my best and worst for the month of January. I had an absolute blast making this video, and I hope you did too. So please leave a comment below. And yeah, you should be expecting one of these every month, man. I really enjoyed this series. And let me know what you thought about the 8 films that I watched. If you're interested in checking them out, I think you should. Even the ones I dislike, because, you know, this is just my personal preference. It's my list. My opinion shouldn't dictate if you should like something or dislike something. Even though I'm pretty much 100% right, you know, it is what it is. I feel like you should form your own opinion, because you never know. You might actually like the ones that I dislike and dislike the ones I like. You never know. Film is subjective, and it's beautiful for that. And yeah, man, and that's the video. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.